你好, welcome to Ask Andy. In this video, our topic is decimals, fractions, and percentages in Chinese. I'm going to answer 3 questions. So question number 1, how to say decimals, fractions, and percentages in Chinese. So I'm going to teach you the expressions about them in this video. Question number 2, 1.5 million. Do we say it as 1.5 by 1 in Chinese? So I'm going to answer that later. Question number 3, 一个半小时。一个半小时. Does that mean 1/2 hour in Chinese? So keep on watching. I'm going to answer that question later. Let's get started. Question number 1. So decimals in Chinese. So decimal in Chinese, we say it as 小数. 小数. So 小 literally is small. 数 is number. So decimal, 小数, small number. Let's see an example. So 0.5. See, when we read it in Chinese, it's exactly the same. So the thing is, you just remember the point in Chinese is 点. 点. So 0.5, we just read it as 0.5. 0.5. Easy, right? Let's move on. Here is the point for you to remember. So we need to read all the zeros. We need to read all the zeros in decimals. So for example, this one, 0.008. So we need to read all those zeros. So that is 0.008. 0.008. That's it. When it's the same in Chinese, you're going to find it easy. Let's move on. So what about this one? 7.02. So you just read it. Think about it in your mind. So that will be 7.02. So that is 7.02. 7.02. Easy, right? What about this one? 10.35. You just think about it in your mind and say it like the one exactly in English. So that will be 10.35. That is 10.35. 10.35. Easy, right? Let's move on. So fractions in Chinese. So for fraction in Chinese is 分数. 分数. So 分 is division. 数 is number. So that's the literal translation. Division, number. And then let's see an example. So 1 second or 1 into. This is more complicated. So see, that will be 2 divisions 1 in Chinese. So the word order is opposite. So 2分之一. So the thing is, you need to remember this. So the one in white, 分之. And we need to change the word order. For 2, we make it at the beginning. 1, we make it in the end. So that will be 2分之一. 2分之一. Once you have remembered this one, the rest is easy because they are following the same rule. So for this one, 1/3, same. So we read it as 3 divisions 1. So that will be 3分之一. 3分之一. That's it. 2/3. So we don't have the plural form for thirds. We just read it in the same way. So that will be 3 divisions 2. That is 3分之二. 3分之二. Easy. But actually this one is much more complicated than that one we have in decimals. So this is a point for you to remember. We don't have the specific quarter in Chinese, except in time expressions. So for 1 quarter in Chinese, we just say it as 4 divisions 1. So that will be 4分之一. 4分之一. And then let's move on. So 3 quarters, we just do it with 4 divisions 3. So that is 4分之三. 4分之三. And then let's move on. So what about percentages in Chinese? So percentage in Chinese is 百分比. 百分比. So 百分 is 100 divisions. 比 is a ratio. So 百分比. 百分比. Let's see an example. So 5%. again, we are going to say it with a different word order, or you can think it's an opposite word order. So we read it as 100 divisions 5. So that will be 5%. 5%. That's 5%. And then 15%. Same. So we read it with the same word order. So that will be 100 divisions 15. So that will be 15%. 15%. And then what about this one? 50%. Right now you can think about it by yourself. So you think about it. So that would be 100 divisions 50, right? So that is 50%. 50%. Easy. So what about this one? 0.5%. So remember, we need to read all the zeros. So this 0, we must read it. So that will be, this is more complicated because you need to do it with an opposite word order and then you need to read the decimal. So that will be, so think about it in your mind. So that will be 100 divisions 0.5. So that is 0.5%. 0.5%. And then what about this one? 10.5%. Same. So that will be 100 divisions 10.5. That will be 10.5%. 10.5%. What about this one? 100%. Same. But it's a bit different because you're going to hear a different version sometimes. So it is 100%. 100%. But that one may be omitted. So you may hear people say it as 100%. 100%. Okay, so we have done question number 1. Right now, let's move on to question number 2. So 1.5 million, do we say it as 1.5 by 1? So for this question, 1.5 million equals to 1.5 by 1. I have to let you know it's wrong. So we don't say it in that way. So how do we do that? So 1.5 million, we must make it into this one. So that will be 1,500,000. So in my previous video about big numbers, I explained the difference between English and Chinese in big numbers for million. You can check it out here. And for this one, 1.5 million, we need to do it, make it into 1,500,000 first. And then we have the 10,000 here. So we need to read it as 150 10,000. So that is 150万. 150万. So this is not a lesson about mathematics. So this is just one example. You can do some other numbers by yourself. If you're not sure about you're doing it in the correct way, you can leave a comment below and I can let you know the correct answer. And then let's move on. So we have done question number 1 and question number 2. Right now, let's do question number 3. 1个半小时. Does that mean 1/2 hour in Chinese? So 1个半小时. Does it mean 1/2 hour in Chinese? I'm sorry to let you know the answer is no. So 1个半小时, a better interpretation for 1个半小时 will be 1.5 hours. So 1个半小时, actually it is 1.5 an hour. 1.5 an hour. That is 1个半小时. So you may ask, what about 1/2 hour? So for 1/2 hour, we'd better say it as half an hour. So that would be 半个小时. 半个小时. So that's all for today. Hope you find my video useful for you. If you like my video, please like it below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so that you can be the first one to see my latest videos. If you have any questions in your Chinese learning, just leave it as a comment below. I will answer it as soon as possible. Thank you for watching. 再见.